some Romans sit down and decide, say, look here, you see this? Me don't like what this I say, you know. Me like what that I say. So you're going to know. We're going to include that in the inspired word, but we're not include that in the inspired. It don't have nothing to do with God. Nothing at all. Just like how you have Paul write, and he write a letter to the Ephesians, he write a letter to the Romans, the Corinthians. It don't have nothing to do with me. It don't have nothing to do with you. It's a man that write a letter in order to keep the church where he belong to intact in the next part of Europe. Because you never hear Paul write a letter to no African people. And for years, some people call and say me a devil. Some people say me an antichrist. Them call me as a name because we try to bring another perspective to the whole thing. We try to show the people and say, look here, you see where you have this or now? I know the whole like that, you know. The half has never been told. Like most of the time when we hear about the New Testament, the reason why them call it the New Testament, the Christian them call it New Testament and call the other one Old Testament because they don't have no respect for the Torah. And them feel say what them I give you now is a greater perspective than the Torah. For those of you who don't know what the Torah is the Old Testament, which way them call it, but it's really it's where the Jews them celebrate. Because you know the Jews them not say Jesus Christ as them Savior, as them Messiah. It's a Christian thinking and an Islam thinking. But we know that there's different perspective to look on this thing. And one of the things we always show is that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John have no author that we can truly say is them writing. There's no part of the Bible that tell you about the biography of Mark, the biography of Matthew, the biography of Luke. A whole heap of people have this feeling, say, the man who write Matthew is the man who used to follow the Jesus in the Bible, when it's not true. And none of those four names that you see there, none of those men who write it can truly say that them didn't know any man who named Jesus. As a matter of fact, the sole instigator of the Christian philosophy, which is Paul, never even knew him neither. Paul has never met Jesus Christ, according to the doctrine. And then again, there's no man that did name Jesus Christ. And this sound weird for come on the radio and say it, considering that this is supposed to be a Christian country, and then most people believe in a Jesus Christ. But really and truly, the name is a very important part of the whole understanding of the thing. And when you start to understand how the name make a difference, you will know that a lot of the things then that they attribute to this man is really story, is fiction. It has nothing to do with the reality of the man who did live 2,000 years ago. So you have a name named Yahshua. Yahshua translated me is Joshua. But you don't translate people's name. That is the thing, no. You don't call, it's like Haile Selassie, the power of the Holy Trinity. You know what? Go around the place and say, the Emperor of Ethiopia named the power of the Holy Trinity. No, you say the Emperor of Ethiopia named Haile Selassie. And every name have a translation. But usually people don't translate name. But we get the name Jesus from the Greco-Roman understanding because it's the Greeks and the Romans give us most of what the perception we have of Christianity. The perception that we have of Christianity is inculcated in us through the Greco-Roman understanding or what they want you to understand from it. It's a political thing. It's not no spiritual and no religious thing, you know. Christianity is mostly politics. Partly religion, but mostly politics. Because the inception of Christianity come about through the Roman Empire and what the Roman Empire authorized us to accept as the truth. So when we hear about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and then we hear about Paul, and Paul writes some letters to some Europeans in order to get them in tune and in line with his perception of what he believes in Jesus Christ. And we come now as African people and define ourselves through the letters of Paul, saying that these letters that Paul writes is the authority of, supposed to be the authority of our spirituality. I contend that nothing shouldn't go so and nothing no go so. Paul can't decide my understanding of spirituality when Paul himself is a persecutor of the same people them who now declare, and also is trying to navigate around Judaism in order to bring it to the Europeans them in a more subtle way. So what Paul do is try to bring to the Gentiles, as they are called. The Gentiles is the Greeks them and the Roman them. Your Jamaican people that call themselves Gentiles. Gentile related to Greek and
share,
Roman.
Comment and subscribe.
Black people can't be Gentile. But Paul, if you hear people talk about the philosophy of Christianity most of the time, them quote Paul, because there's not much that Jesus said in the Bible. And what is there that Jesus said in the Bible was given to us by some people who never even know him, that write these stories 50 years or 100 years after. And then given that there is no man in the Hebrew tradition named Jesus, and given that there was a lot of messiahs 2,000 years ago who was walking around in Jerusalem preaching and prophesying, this one came up because this is the one that had the most following, and he was validated by Rome. Rome validated this man because what Constantine wanted to do was to find a balance between the religion of the Roman Empire and the Christianity that was seeping into the Roman Empire. And in order not to dash away none of them, he called a group of men, yes, I said it deliberately, a group of men to sit down and decide what is what and what is not. No, it's not me, I said that it's not vindictive, me I get vindictive. What you know about Christianity and the life and the teachings that is in the New Testament is decided by a group of men who sit down in Rome and decide that this must be there, this must not be there, this must be there, this must not be there. So you have about 50 different books. You hear me say? You have about 50 books that was not included in the King James Bible, in the Bible, yes, sir. Because if you go to Ethiopia, there are more books in the Ethiopian Bible. We're talking about like the book of Enoch. You know, we're talking about like the book of Mary, Thomas. If you ever read the book of Thomas, man, you get the Apostle Thomas, you get a total different reasoning. The first time you read the book of Thomas, I say, that's them thing there. Then all that in the King James Bible. Then not to mention even the so-called Genesis story and where Eve gets, where Cain and Abel get wife, where Cain get wife from when he go to the east of the garden. You have a book named The Forbidden Books of the Bible, the Last Books of Eden and the Forbidden Books of the Bible. All of them book there. And then you have another thing named the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is some books that was not deemed inspired. You know, it's who had decided that it's not inspired. It's some man, some Roman sit down and decide, say, look here, you see this? Me don't like what this I say, you know. Me like what that I say. So you're going to know. We're going to include that in the inspired word, but we're not include that in the inspired. It don't have nothing to do with God. Not at all. Just like how you have Paul write, and he write a letter to the Ephesians, he write a letter to the Romans, the Corinthians. It don't have nothing to do with me. It don't have nothing to do with you. It's a man who write a letter in order to keep the church where him belong to intact in the next part of Europe. Because you never hear Paul write a letter to no African people. He not write a letter to the Egyptians, he not write a letter to the Ethiopians, he not write a letter to the Ghanaians. Because sometimes you wonder if them places that it exists. Him not write a letter to the Chinese because there was no church there. Most of the church, the Christian church, was between Europe and East Africa. Europe, Egypt, Europe, East Jerusalem. All of these things was taking place around that place. And then you have now the Euphrates, the Mesopotamia, which is now called Iraq, where people demonize Babylon, just like how them demonize Egypt. Most of the time you hear Rasta talk himself down in Babylon, and Babylon oppress him and them things there. And Babylon never oppress him. And Europeans oppress him, and the Arab them oppress him. Babylon never oppressed the African people. And then Egypt again is demonized because a group of people claim to them was in Israel, it was in Egypt as slave. So you hear Rasta say Egypt, this and Pharaoh, that and all them something there. And not understanding say, these stories that is given to us is part of the reason why we don't like ourselves. A whole heap of them story where we learn in our church is one of the reasons why we don't like ourselves, because the image of the church don't reflect the majority of the people them who go to the church in Jamaica. And then so Jamaica have the most church per square mile per capita in the world. And Rumbar. But people who go to church almost lose themselves into a doctrine of self-hate because them savior and all them perception and perspective is based upon a European understanding and a European logic of who they are as a people. So when we look at the King James Bible now, we say, all right, this is where we are for 500 years, the King James Bible. Yet still there are discrepancies in it, but we don't want to accept the discrepancies because most people still say it's God's word. You can't go around it. But if a human being is given a brain to think and to understand, you will realize that there's a lot of things, there are a lot of discrepancies in it. Lots of discrepancies in it. And we need to understand that. And you don't want to say, muta attack foolishness. You need to understand, say, there are 66 books in the Bible. A lot of them take out. I mean, I tell you, say, I can't start count how much book not in there now. And it do have nothing to do with inspiration from God. It have something to do with politics. What the man wants you to read and what him don't want you to read. So him say, no, we're not put that tonight, you know, because that is against the Roman idea and the Roman principle. But guess what now? We'll put that in there. As a matter of fact, we'll write some and put it in there too. That's why the authors them cannot be validated. A lot of the authors of these books cannot be validated in history. There's no validation for Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John when it comes on to who wrote those books. Just like how we don't know who write Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Sensible theologians and preachers know say it's not Moses. Write it. It's not muta say that, you know. We are talking about sensible theologians. People know say it's not a man named Moses. Write Genesis. It's not a man named Moses. Write Exodus. It's not a man named Moses, write Leviticus. And it's not a man named Moses, write Numbers, nor Deuteronomy. So we hold on upon these things. And without thinking, we go through ages and ages and ages of repeating, regurgitating like vomit, the same words them that is ascribed to people who maybe never did even exist in time. So, saying that, we want to we have advertisement going on, so. All right, we should say that we don't want to start the thing and don't play that and then use the advertisement. So we are saying that we not talk about the idea and if there's a God or there's not a God, you know. We're not talking about that. We're gone past that. What we are talking about is the written word that most people hold fast to. And if you start to tell them something other than what the written word say, them start to demonize you and start to look for you and say, boy, right now, them brother don't know him and say, an idiot, you know. The first thing, I'm an idiot, you know, that's why I walk up and down without shoes. Madness. Because you see a man, them with them are all elevate. The man never used to walk with the shoes leader. So that is a problem too. But because I say that we have our brains, we have our thinking, and we are African people, and our traditions is cast in the fire because some Europeans come and show certain things. So you have indigenous traditions that Christianity wipe away. You have certain leaders, you know, including Haile Selassie. May I say it again, you know, you have certain leaders, including Haile Selassie. Because Haile Selassie is part of a country that many nations make up Ethiopia. You have what them called tribes make up Ethiopia. And Ethiopia is in Africa the oldest Christian empire to accept Christianity as them nation religion. Because Christianity never started in Ethiopia, but it went there. But Haile Selassie, and I can mention some others in Africa, mostly Islamic people, Muslim leaders, who even though they embrace Christianity and Islam, they never give up them Africanness at the expense of Africa. Because people want to tell you now, say, this not coincide with Africa, this not coincide with Christianity, so I now believe that. So when you talk about African spirituality, most Christians will say, no, them think they, you know, them think they are voodoo, them think they are obia, them think they are this and that. Not knowing, say, you have the same perspective in a Christianity, subtle. You know, me and my cousin that talk tonight about, we hear them talk about blood sacrifice. And is that thing, what did I watch, Paul? Is a movie we did I watch for the television, where they talk about blood sacrifice in a Santeria tradition. And the story is that somebody take a little youth and a sacrifice a youth, blood sacrifice. And that is like a terrible thing. And me assure him, say, but they have blood sacrifice in a Christianity. Because even on the TV when we are watching, you know, the police look on the other person and say, but they will know. Where you call a Roman Catholic will say, when him eat, you call the Eucharist, when him eat the Eucharist and drink the wine, it transforms itself. Because even excuse, when him, brother when me and him argue the other day, him say, there is something chemically happening inside of your body. I mean, your body are not easy, you know. I mean, you have to about sensible man, you know. You have to about sensible man, you know. Say, when you eat that and drink the wine, you know, it literally become the flesh and the blood of Jesus. Literally, you know. And no blood and flesh that Jesus have, you know. For go around for almost thousands of years now, go around when you're eating flesh and drinking. That is blood sacrifice. And that's not with that now. One of the greatest blood sacrifice is God giving him only son as a blood sacrifice for the world. That through him, for him blood, the world might say, as you hear people are talking about, they want to be washed in the blood of the Lamb. And who's the Lamb? Figuratively, metaphorically, the Lamb represents Jesus. The blood supposed to be of this holy thing. That is some serious doctrine that people don't think about. Say, you want to be washed in the blood of a human being? Because washing in the blood of the Lamb is something where the Jews them used to do, you know. Because I remember saying that a man named Abraham would have killed his son too, you know, after him up a sacrifice. That the Christian them now come and say that represents Jesus Christ. But then now him never kill him son. Because I'm conscious, look like he's like a bad man, I'm going to charge him for attempted murder. So him just turn around and kill a lamb himself. So that lamb to Christians represents the Lamb of God, who take the sins of the world, take away the sins of the world, which is Christ now. That is blood sacrifice. That is blood sacrifice. That's not different from when you hear the Santa Ria them talk about blood sacrifice with chicken and all them something. It just look a different way because it a come from Africa. It's like when you hear about Brother Nancy. Brother Nancy is a spider with talk. But who believes a spider talk? But them have a snake attack in the Bible to a woman. You know, a woman and a spider attack. A woman and a snake attack in a garden. You think most a white woman that you know, no black woman that you know attack no snake. You think somebody can snake attack and set up the attack, go have conversation. Hey, man, you can run God at Portland immediately. But nobody knows the same thing. There's weird and strange story, you know. We just accept it because it's in the Bible, and we say the Bible is the word of God, so you can't really dispute that. You understand?
Yes, cutting edge. Cutting edge. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Muta.
Yes, sir.
Me say 11th of September, New Year's at Ethiopia, you know.
Yeah, man. Then the new millennium must start.
Yeah, man. 2000.
2000.
I want to follow down them side, you know. I've never been there on them.
Then why not? Then England, watch it easier for reach Ethiopia from England and Jamaica, you know. You have non-stop flight. We are going right now.
Yeah, man.
So why you not go? So why you not go? So why you not go?
Yeah, them not for forward there.
When you left? When you left? When you left?
More like the 9th.
The 9th.
And landing at Addis Ababa.
The 10th.
Yeah.
Then at the same time, me I go to. A Saturday me I left here, you know. Me I left here. Me I go Sunday, which is the 9th. Yeah. Because it's the 11th, it's the New Year's Day, but we want there when New Year's Eve.
Alright.
You know, we want there on the New Year's Eve. Give thanks, brethren.
Yeah, man, but what on the motor?
Me I hold on everything.
More big up some youth from down from Jamaica and
alright.
Mount Rasta youth them and faithful youth them.
Why you want to see Mount Rasta Road now with paved nice, is it, man?
Yeah, more big up the youth them from Woodtree, St. Mary, Rockabessa, same way, Galley in my place.
Yeah.
You understand me? Linstead, Bago, Axe, so same way.
What your name?
A Tifa na Chigal Seeker Watch, man.
What your name, Tifa? What your
Tifa na Chigal Seeker Watch.
Tikonach.
Yeah, Gallem Seeker Watch.
Okay.
And we run North St. Catch and go back in at them side, you get me?
So your party win?
Then you don't know, no man, we are socialists, man. But
yeah, social. But the socialists not there. The socialists not there. Jamaica again, you know.
Yeah.
A PNP and JLP around the country. All right, sir. All right, sir. Yeah. Blessed man. Give thanks, here, brethren.
Yeah, bless up.
Yes.
Yeah, greetings, brethren.
Yeah, blessed man.
Yes, sir. Mr. Ethiopian Orthodox.
All right.
See?
Yes.
I just come from Ethiopia still.
Where did I come from, Paul?
I come from St. Thomas still.
No, when did I come from Ethiopia?
About 3 weeks ago.
And you're not down there for the celebration,
no,
my
I'm for work, yes.
Okay,
so,
okay.
I have a house down there, so I have to sort out something.
Down at Shasha?
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, me I say no.
Where did I name? Come here, go down there, though. Eh?
Fikr Selassie.
Fikr, all right.
All right, me I say no. I the Selassie, talk about Jesus.
Yeah, man.
When we go down there, so me say everywhere me go.
Yes, Christos.
It's church, me see Orthodox church.
Yeah, man. Yes, Christos.
Go down there, come see the down there 92.
Yeah.
On the King celebration, the 100th birthday. Me see down there, so you green and
yeah, man. Tony Rebel and Andrea Williams.
So they know me, I said, oh. So me I said, no. This Jesus now, me and the King talk about him all the while. When we go into the Orthodox church, I that them defense.
Yes, Christos.
So I understand. Oh, yeah, tell the people, say, you know, really deal with Jesus, yet you love the King.
Yeah.
Is that me don't understand?
Well, you know.
The King is a lover. Him say, I am a devoted follower and servant
yeah,
of
but,
Lord and Savior.
Let's give me a chance, I know.
Yeah.
Me say in a Haile Selassie something. So Haile Selassie faith is impersonal thing. So why I said to you now, you see? That is not because Haile Selassie believe in a Jesus. Why I did I say Haile Selassie?
Okay.
It is a redemptive energy that was portrayed by Marcus Garvey and Bedward, not Bedward, and Owell. Why I and I declare Haile Selassie. So it is really an event that start Rasta. It's not where Haile Selassie believe in her. Because I and I through the connection of Jamaica and being domiciled in Jamaica, we come up with a movement named Rastafari. And the Rastafari movement is not based upon where Haile Selassie believe in her, but where I and I recognize inner Haile Selassie and develop through our domicile position in a Jamaica.
But don't go Jamaica, they tell me something.
Yeah. No, wait. I'm going to get something clear now. Haile Selassie is a Christian.
Truly.
I know have to be a Christian too.
Huh?
I know have to be a Christian too. Haile Selassie is a Christian.
Oh, you mean them?
No. But Haile Selassie no
I
lax.
think that was Rasta.
But Haile Selassie no. Wait.
Me believe that that's what was Rasta was about. Say man follow the king.
No,
man, say,
wait, no.
The king, they don't follow the king.
But we the Haile Selassie lax. Haile Selassie no lax, brethren.
But wait, no. Lax as you, but him still.
No, wait, no, man. Can we go through this in Jamaica? We don't really want to compare with it. When me say, Haile Selassie don't lax.
Truly.
Haile Selassie don't smoke herbs.
Truly.
I don't even know if Haile Selassie high tal. So what me I say to you now, within I perception of Rastafari, it is not what Haile Selassie believe in that brought us to Haile Selassie. I don't. If I love Vietnam, if I love Haile Selassie, I don't have to believe in what Haile Selassie believe in her.
Okay.
If my mother a Christian, it that no mean say too I no Christian, I no love my mother. And I know respect my mother, and I know understand my mother position. It's a religion, is a religion.
Yeah.
I develop and create a religion in Haile Selassie, not in where Haile Selassie believe in her.
Yo, from
it is not where Haile Selassie.
Sorry for cut you.
Yeah.
From helicopter boy, me and man I say, Selassie is God. Cool?
Yeah, well we don't work with God right now, you know. Because Bingi, from Ayagua Bingi. Yeah, but we evolve from God now. We evolve.
Then alright, tell me something again. Then Sizzler them and all of them out there today. Right now. Don't them say him is the Almighty, not true?
Then Haile Selassie not the Almighty, man.
Right, so
we're not working
the Almighty.
Yeah.
Isn't it our duty as a Rasta to follow what him say as the Almighty?
But you know, hear what me I say? I never come to Haile Selassie based upon where Haile Selassie did say.
So you not deal with him speech, them and them
no,
thing there?
I never say I'm not dealing with him speech. So you see, a man only follow Haile Selassie's speech to the point of Haile Selassie's speech, you know. Because there's a whole heap of things where I hear a whole heap of Rasta man say Haile Selassie said this. But when him look on other things where Haile Selassie say him not really work with it. I have said to you that Rastafari never come to Haile Selassie because of what Haile Selassie said. Rastafari come to Haile Selassie because of Leonard Owil declaring said this man is our redeemer. So we are work with the redeemer now. Now we come to another understanding now. True religion and this and that now. We hear the things, a whole heap of things where Haile Selassie say. So a whole heap of man work with a whole heap of the things them where Haile Selassie say. No, I not tell a man not to work with what Haile Selassie say, no, but I say I don't have to be a Christian because Haile Selassie is a Christian, because it is not Haile Selassie religion that I am working with. I am working with the understanding that I gather in Jamaica through the perception that I have about Haile Selassie.
Okay. So it's just a perception you are dealing with then?
Then a perception, everything is perception, brethren.
Okay.
Haile Selassie never come to I personally come tell I nothing. Then Haile Selassie come to you, come tell you something personally. Haile Selassie come to you, come tell you something personally.
No, man, but we read him speech.
Yeah, but it's everything where him saying that speech you agree with.
Come to me, but when we read him speech, we get the understanding of where I deal with. So it's
yeah,
like him there with
but me don't know where I deal them, Regin. Me read him speech them to you know. Yeah, man, I read the autobiography volume 1 and 2. I read the selected speeches. I read the
most important authorities are them one there.
I read all of them. I said to you now, that is not what make me a Rasta. Because if you go to Ethiopia, the Christian them don't declare Haile Selassie.
Hold on, I just want to find out something from you. So you don't really follow nothing, it's just a perception you're there with, but you don't follow nothing really where him deal with.
Listen, hear what me I say now, man.
Understand what you're saying.
Where him deal with, but Haile Selassie...
As him liberty and everything, how him say Rasta.
Alright, me ask you a question. Haile Selassie is a Rasta? Haile Selassie is a Rastafari.
Rastafari.
No, me ask if don't tell me if my name Rastafari, man. Haile Selassie me ask, but me say if Haile Selassie is a Rasta, that's how we say Rastafari.
But me I say,
in other words,
that's how the name come Rasta.
You ever hear Haile Selassie declare Rastafari as the Almighty?
No, me never said that.
Yeah, well I declare that. That is the difference between I and you now, because I declare.
So you are saying things we never say.
But if Haile Selassie no say Haile Selassie is the Almighty. I say Haile Selassie is the Almighty, you know Haile Selassie I say that.
Okay,
then if I say Haile Selassie, you ever go to Ethiopia go hear anybody in the Ethiopian land that search? So I say that.
So it's just the I say that out of your own conception then.
So you now say that?
No, me I say to you now.
You now say, I say the Almighty.
No, man, because
all right, so they're not different. They're not different. They're different. The difference between me and you know.
If him say something, all me to say, him say something when he never say so. We can't do that.
Because me never say.
Can't do that.
Yeah, so me I tell you say, I listen no say, I listen say the Almighty, and me I say that.
Yeah, so me I say to you, say, you say that after you want about them.
No, Rasta man say that. Rasta in a Jamaica say that.
Man, I say that after I want about them.
Yeah.
Rasta to them, so me I say Rasta. You
know, but
me say from me a youth.
Yeah.
Man say, the Almighty.
So me ask you a question. Me ask.
Rasta say so. I even said that half I more about them.
Yeah, man, then we create that, man. Okay. And we create that in the island.
But the king never says so, though.
Then him not have to say it for I say it.
You can't say that then. If the king not says so, you can't say so then, really.
Okay, so you know say Island Selassie like how Rasta see him then?
Well, you want me to say to you, if the king says so, hold on, let me just start.
If God say, my God, watch it, you know.
Yeah. He is a servant and follower of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
But if he want to do that, then you don't go and follow Jesus then. Follow Jesus then.
Yeah, but me I say to you, hold on again. Listen me good enough. Me say, if the king say, that him is a devoted follower and a servant of Christ.
Yeah, then you know. What you for say?
Yeah, more than follow that, not you.
No.
Why?
No, you not for follow it.
Why?
Because that is what serve him.
Okay.
That is what serve him. In a film. In a film religion.
What do you mean in Jamaica then? Because I'm going to go to the people. More have to ask you something again.
Wait, them say, wait.
Only for Orthodox Church. How come them done this so? Whatever do done this so? Now the king said that from 66.
The Orthodox Church? The Orthodox Church, no declare Haile Selassie. The Orthodox Church, they will like when Rasta come in there with them locks to baptize them. You have to cut off your locks to go baptize in the Orthodox Church. We can't work with that.
No, man. Them not sit natty down the man.
Brethren. Listen to what me say now. Listen to what me say now, man. You see the man who control the Ethiopian Orthodox Church in Jamaica? Him now go baptize you with your locks on. Me I tell you, say, you have laxman in the church, you know. But me I tell you, say, them not baptize Rasta laxman in the church again. And me I tell you, say, you can't go in. You can't go in the church but declare Emperor Haile Selassie I as the Almighty. You can't do that in the church.
Yeah, but you can't go to Ethiopia and do that.
Then that's why I said so crazy.
You go to Ethiopia, I know you go there already, but before you can't go to Ethiopia, you know, you can't tell the people.
Me stand up in a Lalibela church. Me stand up in a Lalibela church, me and Tony Rebel and Newton Green and say, Emperor Haile Selassie is the Almighty. With born. What them for say? What them for say? Let me what them say.
Oh, them never.
The man bring some white Mary come show away. And we ask him, we ask the monk, tell me something. Why not bring this white Mary come show her for? We burn my white Mary, you know the man do. The man go up. You know why I hear the story? Lalibela, me a talk about.
Lalibela, Bridget, Lalibela, we baptize you, so we want to talk to you now.
And me a tell you, say, them have a big,
as you go up at the grade,
them have a big, them have a big picture. Me a talk about the mountain, where them say, I just have to go pray. Me say, the man have a white Jesus. White Mary, a picture of white Mary, a big picture of white Mary in the soul. And when we
church there, you know the big cross church.
It no matter which cross or wrong church. I say
ask if this man.
It's one of the brethren. It's about 11 church up there.
Okay.
And me I tell you, say the one we going to know when we see this thing. The man have this big picture of this white Mary. And when we go in there, I say, oh, we come clear Ethiopia. Come see these great in the highest mountain, come see White Mary. We burn out that, you know the man do? The man go behind the red curtain and bring out an Ethiopian image of Mary. So we say, so how that go? Me don't understand that. Oh, come on and show this White Mary and have the image, the Ethiopian image around there. So it was really a problem. So we have said, no, we go in Ethiopia, go see the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, have white Jesus paint upon them wall. And we burn out that. And just simple that. So I know the Ethiopian Orthodox Church in Jamaica, them not accept when Rasta come in there, so come say Emperor Haile Selassie is the Almighty. Them afraid of that. And that's how Rasta say, and that's how we uphold. So whether Haile Selassie wants to say Haile Selassie the Almighty, and as a matter of fact, you know what me say, if God say my God, watch it, you know. You have to get suspicious of him. If God come tell you say my God, we get suspicious. Anyway, we have to move them, so we'll take time. This is the continent on IRFM, yes. on 98.7 FM New Style Radio, yes.
It's number one for African culture and African edutainment.
Right, I'm going to need no candlelight, no night in Zion. We want to give away 3 pairs of ticket, or 1 pair of ticket, to go and see Sankofa on the 18th, which is 2 weeks' time. Yes, the 18th of September, sorry, at the Drum, Sankofa will be shown at the Drum on the 18th of September 2007. So we're going to ask question and all these things. All right, we're going to ask a question now. Who is the star of Sankofa? This question is not open to Jamaicans in Jamaica. Anybody who up here will say, you just call the radio station. I get a pair of ticket to go and see Sankofa on the 18th. Okay, the phone line them are ring off and thing. Yes, yes. Turn on that radio. Yes.
Yes, the radio turn on.
Yes.
I'd like to say greetings, Muta. How you doing, all right?
Yes, blessed man.
I'm one of the presenters on the New Style Radio.
Oh, yeah, okay, blessed man.
Blessed. Now, basically, right, there's a few points, obviously, I want to clarify certain things with yourself regarding your concept of Christianity, because somehow your views on Christianity only seems to hinge around Roman Catholicism. And
No. Me never express nothing about Christianity, you know. Me just say me no work with it. So if you want to tell you what me think about Christianity, ask me. But don't tell me say my thing surround Roman Catholicism.
Just before you actually go into it, I believe when you had that telephone conversation with Ancobia, the other day, and you started to stress your views regarding Christianity. That's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
If you and plus over the years, hear your views from the cutting edge regarding Christianity.
Okay.
But you tend to lean on Roman Catholicism and the Church of England. You tend to be selective when it comes to born again Christian.
Let me ask you, let me tell you something. Which part Anglicanism come from?
Blue eyes. So hold on, let me make my point clear. So, when you're going to counteract on what I'm going to say, at least you know where I'm
coming from. Yeah.
All right, sir. So basically, what I'm trying to say, over the years I've listened to you, you're always referring to the concept of Christianity, blonde hair, blue eyes, the Bible in one hand, the gun in the other hand. You tend to refer to Christianity through the eyes of Roman Catholicism, the Church of England, and then somehow it's like a broken record. You don't come away from that. You miss out clearly the basic principles of Christianity. In my mind, I'm saying you need to recheck your theology. If not, go and study it. I'm not trying to personalize.
All right. You can. Let me say something now. What is the basic tenet of Christianity?
The basic tenets of Christianity is through Jesus Christ. No man can go through the Father, the Creator, except through Jesus Christ, and then you have to be born again.
All right.
Believing your heart unto salvation and confession is
all right.
Basic
tenets of Christianity. Where that concept come from?
That concept come from the Bible.
No, I know where the Bible come from. Which part of the concept from the Bible come from? Where it come from? How did it come to that? How did it reach that?
Jesus. The concept of anything to do with Christianity come from Jesus.
No, man. Jesus Christ never tell you that there's no other name that man should be saved but Jesus. And Paul said them things. No, it's John said that. No, it's John saying it.
No. You fail to realize, right?
Yeah.
You fail to realize. If you look at the scribes of the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Some of them read directly from the mouth of Jesus.
No, but I am saying to you, the parts of the Bible that Jesus taught is in red continuously. And I am saying to you that the idea that no man can be saved but through the name of Jesus Christ is not Jesus said that in the Bible.
Jesus did say that.
Which part of the Bible Jesus said? Tell me.
Okay, St. John 14:16.
Read it.
Says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the
Father but through me. Yeah. We stick up. No, we are not.
You can be saved back but through him.
All right, listen to me. Listen to me. The name Jesus.
Yes.
What was the name of this man that you talk about? What was his name when he was on the earth?
Christus. Yeshua.
No.
You want the Hebrew or you want the Greek?
No, but it can't be a Greek name. No, listen to me. The word Jesus has nothing to do with an historical person. The etymological origin of the word Jesus comes from something totally different from what you are talking about. Alright, the next thing is that when you talk,
Can I
we are not, no, don't answer me, make a talk. When you talk about the Roman Catholicism of my understanding of Christianity, there is no other understanding of Christianity but through Rome, because Rome is the one that gave you the doctrine and the tenets of what Jesus is supposed to be, based upon a bishop's sitting down with a man named Constantine in a council that declare and decide what is the tenets, what is the understanding that's supposed to be gathered from this concept of Jesus. You don't believe me? Go back and read the history.
No. Muta, you didn't ask me if I believe you. Don't say I don't believe you. Let me show you something.
So the idea about I say about Roman Catholicism,
Okay,
Christianity is Roman Catholicism.
Okay, let me show you something,
Yeah.
Muta. I'm glad you brought that point up. Let's go further. 325 AD, that's the council you're talking about.
There was no man in 325 named Jesus. There was no man named Jesus 325 AD.
Sir, can I speak, Muta? Muta, can I speak?
There was no man that named Jesus 35 AD. So what was the name that these men used?
I'm going to give it to you if you can allow me to
Yeah.
give you the answer.
Yeah.
We go back to the council, what you just said. Council of Nicaea,
Yeah.
right, which is 325 AD.
Yeah.
The Council of Nicaea came together. It was basically a sham. Constantine was never a Christian.
No.
Number two,
Yeah.
right, that was after Roman Catholicism, right, actually took Christians and basically tortured them over the years. They weren't even allowed to go into Jerusalem, never mind the Jews.
Brethren,
So if you're looking at
the idea of Jesus and the concepts around Jesus is based upon a Greco-Roman mythology that have its origin in Egyptology, and the understanding that Egypt gave in its mythology about Horus, Isis, and Osiris. All of this concept of Jesus come out of those concepts. Now, I am saying to you, there was no Christianity outside of Rome. The people then in Jerusalem never named Christian.
Let me show you something.
There was no Christian in Jerusalem.
Okay, once you speak, if you allow me to...
Yeah, but it's a two-way I've been on a long time and they tell me say...
Okay, that's fine. Let me show you something, right? Christianity was first named Christians at Antioch. Do you know about that?
Which part Antioch there?
So you know what
No, you tell me where Antioch is, tell me.
Okay, Antioch, right, is where Paul on a mission.
Where it is now, tell me which...
I'm in Rome, innit?
Oh, alright, where there? Tell the people there. Tell me where there?
But it wasn't
No, we are not telling me which...
Christians that named themselves that. They were
Tell me which part you said the first time Christian mentioned, which part did it there?
Antioch.
Which part Antioch there?
Antioch is in Rome, but that
Okay.
doesn't mean to say...
Paul was what? Paul was a Roman what?
Paul was a Roman citizen. Yes, he was a
Okay,
Jew. He was a Jew.
Paul was a Roman.
Jew.
Paul was a Roman citizen.
Became a Roman citizen.
All right. The concept of Jesus Christ was decided by a group of bishops sitting down on a table, holding up them hand and voting, by a man named Constantine, who was not even a Christian, who boiled all them cousin them, and the concepts that we now continue about, there is no other name that man shall be saved. The man them named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John never know Jesus. They never know no man named Jesus.
You've got that theology wrong. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
gap in your theology. There's a massive gap.
What is the gap? What is the gap? What is the
The
gap?
gap is, let me show you something, right? It was the Romans that actually put Jesus Christ to the cross. Am I right or wrong?
No, it was not the Romans.
You need to check it.
The Romans, we are the brethren. No, brethren. We are not. The Romans.
Roman Catholicism, it was Romans that put Jesus Christ to the cross.
Yeah, because that is the man that will put Jesus Christ to the cross, according to you, is the priests them and the scribes them when they live in a Jerusalem at the time, when they clear say, this man is going.
Muta, let's give proper names to them, right? The Sanhedrin Council, which consists of 70 plus one, the high priest, right?
Yes.
Which was Caiaphas at the time, who was reigning at the time, right? They gathered council together to say, all right, we're going to put him to the cross.
Put who to the cross? Put who to the cross? There was no Jesus in no cross.
Okay, Emmanuel.
Jesus, him never named no Emmanuel. Him never named no Emmanuel, brother. The man who, Yahshua Ben Yosef. That is what the man named. There is no Yahshua. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John never know nobody named Yahshua. They never born. They never did it. There was no Mark. These people is reporters. They never know the man. You have any evidence to know that the man didn't know the man?
Muta, yes.
Where?
The
Who know?
Bible declares it. The Bible declares
Bible declare what?
You need to check it.
Bible declare what? What the Bible declare?
The Bible
You can't use a book to validate a
writing
book.
of-
No, you can't
Okay.
use the same book to validate the same book, man. That don't have no logic.
In order that we can have rationale here, you speak what you want to speak, and then let me...
No, but we have to go. We have to go because them are shaking their head and I say we have to go because other caller they on the line.
Well, let me make a statement before we go then, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, move
Short
on, right?
statement.
Respect you as a person,
Yeah.
But one thing I'd like to say, you need to be clear on your history, but somewhere along the line, you've been very evasive at your history. You blacked out that the Romans...
No, white out. No, black out, white out.
The Romans actually put Jesus Christ to the cross at the consent of the Sanhedrin Council, okay?
The Romans did not find him guilty. The Romans is not the person them who find him guilty. The Romans just use a way of killing him that was conducive to what them used to do. Them used to put everybody on cross.
The Romans
If it was in...
put a person to death if they never find him guilty.
No, them never find... Go back and read the Bible, man. Them never find him guilty, man. The man who said, I find no fault in this man. Take him and do whatever you want him to do with him. And the people in Bible crucify him. It's not no Romans called to crucify him. It's the same people them that follow him to crucify him. Yes. Anyway, give thanks, Bridget. Give thanks. Oh, it belongs to this radio station. They don't belong to the radio station that take up the whole of the program. And it belongs to the radio station. If the people who not belong to the radio station at the time, yes, Bridget.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, it's that we ring up for, just to even say it's glad your presence is there, and it's good to know that we can reason as well.
Yeah, man.
And one thing for sure is that when a man is saying something, we are always on this thing where you have to tell a man saying can't say nothing. You must can say what you want to say.
Yeah.
And people can listen and form another opinion because any other opinion we hear it from time, right?
Yeah.
Your opinion is new.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And you bring it to us, and enough of us who say we can talk would like to be in your position that you have your heart to go up there and do it.
Yeah.
And I sit down and say we must come up and at least share, you get me, as it is, we can find some strength from you as well. And it's not like say we are ring up and join our side with nobody because we expect everybody to talk, right?
Yeah.
But we are say well, we are here from people and they're trying to justify it. Is a whole thing. You get me?
Yeah.
We're hearing it from time, and we parents is bringing us from time, and we respect with parents. Even when I go to Jamaica, you vex if you don't go to church, you go to church. And no big deal is not say he's a Christian and you're going to call yourself anything.
Yeah.
If anything, you're going to call yourself is a human, or if you want to call yourself a mankind, you call yourself a mankind. You get me? But if you're going to call yourself anything, you respect that life is life, and you pick up that.
Yes.
You're not boastful for anything else.
Yeah.
We understand. So the mind gets changed up a lot, and is a one delicate, important thing. And it's not for us to open up with mind. At least try open my mind. But do we know ourselves still?
Yeah, man.
But I'm glad you open your mouth and say things, black man.
Give thanks, Reggie. Well, we have to open my mouth,
You're there and you see people listening. Some people get something from it and can move.
Some people get all nervous now too. Some people get all nervous too.
People want to jump on people every time they have to talk. You don't do that, man. We want to stop them things.
That's true.
We don't know that.
Yeah, give thanks, Bridget.
Yeah, give thanks.
Yeah, man. The thing with the Bridget when you called before, and I must say, me have a one-sided way for look on Christianity. I don't know if he must say, he is a Christian and me is not a Christian, therefore me I look on it like me that a Christian. Because we can't say he might look like one a Christian, but the reality is the reality, the facts is the facts. I'm going to put on the facts, because we say this thing in Jamaica a while, and maybe we'll have people up here so here will say it. Alright. You see, this conference, when we had the Virgin talk about a while ago, named the Conference of Nicaea, where Constantine did watch over. Before this conference, the supernatural nature of this man, with the Christian called Jesus, was not in focus. This idea about 3 in 1 and 1 in 3, and if him is divine, because he's a human being, or if it's when him get baptized, him become God or what divine and them thing there. This is not something that was perpetuated in Jerusalem, because there was many people walking around in Jerusalem that was seen as saviors And these people wanted to get out of the grips of the Roman Empire, just like how them get out of the grips of the Greek Empire. But the Romans and Greek, the culture, just like how now we have an Americanization of our culture, the Roman and the Greeks had the culture lock in Jerusalem. So a lot of the belief system came out of the Greco-Roman understanding. And where we get the Greco-Roman understanding from? It comes from the place them say named Kemet, or Egypt. This idea about the sun and the 3 in 1, 1 in 3, 25th December. Every god where people mention, Hare Krishna was born on the 25th of December, according to Hare Krishna. Buddha was born on the 25th of December. Zoroaster was born on the 25th of December. So all of them was born on the 25th of December. What we are saying is this. When a Christian tell you, say, there's no other name that can save you but Jesus, what the hell am saying? What the hell am saying? Because I say it's not the Bible, it's not the Bible. How can you use a book for validate the same book? You can't use the same book for validate the same book. What we are saying is that Matthew, as a matter of fact, according to the scholars, Mark was the first gospel that was written. And Matthew copy of him. There was no man who write Matthew did not follow Christ, because that thing was written about 100 years after the event. Some people say 70 years after the event. Paul, who was supposed to be a Jew, who became a Roman citizen. Why would a Jew want to become a Roman citizen? And then now spread this belief of Christianity. The idea of the Messiah, the idea of this Christ started in Egypt and spread outside of Egypt. And when the man talk about Antioch in Rome, we are saying that this is where the crux of the matter lies. That the basic tenets of Christianity is simply embedded in Roman Catholicism. So whether it's one side, two side, I don't care if it's one side, two side, because the first established church or empire that addressed Christianity was Ethiopia. Ethiopia is the first Christian empire. But we say to you that even within the Christian empire that was declared, the Romans did have Christianity lock. That is why nowadays when people can't escape it, the Anglican Church is Henry VIII, who killed 7 and wife them, start the Anglican Church. The Anglican Church now become Church of England. It's because a lot of people was breaking away from the papacy in Rome. Just like Martin Luther, the German, Martin Luther break away from the Roman Catholic Church and start Protestants. When we start about number 666, number 666 was first declared by Martin Luther. This is the man who gave us the Protestant Church. Henry VIII, the murderer, is him give away the Anglican Church. And all of them was coming from the Roman Catholic idea, placed there by this man named Constantine and by the bishops. It don't have nothing to do with no man live 2000 dead, about man dead and raised from dead and virgin birth and all these things. It's not all of the people them in the Bible mention no virgin birth. And there's a thing in Matthew. Matthew show you the genealogy of this man and then declare Joseph as the father. But yet till we hear said Joseph wasn't the father. He's a ghost, have sex with Mary, or when they put the spirit in her and she's pregnant. Yet till in Luke 3, it shows you the genealogy of Mary. And them have different grandfathers. I lay down any man, if man want to go for Bible, check Matthew 1 and Luke 3. As if you don't see a total different genealogy for this man when they call Jesus. There's so much contradictions in that. A man really believes, say, a man feed 5,000 people with 3 fish and 4 barley loaf and have 12 baskets of fish and bread left after. In reality, a man really believes this thing, say this thing really happened. Would I love that man if I go to Africa? Because the whole of we are suffering in Africa now, we need some man who have no fish and bread down there. Anyway, this is the continent. Yes, yes.
Greetings, my elder brother Muta.
Yeah, blessed man.
Greetings, yes. I was hearing the conversation about the religious aspect of our existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like to say there's much confusion in our community.
Pure confusion, only in this year. So everywhere where black people find themselves.
That's right.
Pure confusion.
That's right. And so, it's important that we even go back to basics and understand what religion is in the first place.
Yes.
And what it does for a people or works against the people.
Or what it was supposed to do for our people.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
And certainly we have been imposed upon with religion in many, many different ways to our detriment. But I would like to suggest that brothers and sisters in the community would like to learn more about religion, what it is and its historical context in the factual evidence of what our experience is, that they make a visit down to the Yemanja bookshop in Perry Bar on Sunday at 12 noon, where our tutor Robin Walker, the author of the book When We Ruled,
yes, I went to the down Jamaica.
And he's conducting 3 sessions that breaks down the historical context of what religion means for our people.
Yeah. You know, my contention is this, you know. All right, the Bible, there, you know. Bible can't do nobody know, you know. It's paper, Bible there. How can so much millions of people read one book and come up with so much different interpretation? What kind of book is this? Why is this book not bringing people together? Why is it making people go apart?
Well, in European culture, in fact, if we look at one of the definitions that one of our elder scholars, a warrior scholar, Dr. Yosef Ben-Jakanan gives us, he says that religion is nothing more than the deification of a people's culture.
Okay.
Yeah man. So it empowers those people in whose
the power lies. Yes.
Yeah.
The power lies in you. You get that power. Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
Right. Now, in European culture, there's a fundamental concept of divide and rule.
Yes.
So if they produce a works that give you the guide by which you should govern your life, then the result is that you're subject to that same divide and rule.
Yes. And you know who have the power decide the minds of the people. Yes. The minds of the people, the most destructive weapons in the hand of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed.
Absolutely true.
You know, see, and that is really what we say. Because if people, for generation and generation, believe in this thing, and when we look at the collectiveness of the thing not working, we see more, all right, we deal with presidents, you know. There's more wars that have been fought because of religion than peace that has been made because of religion. More wars has been fought. So, if there's more wars because of these religious ideas and practices, why the hell we still maintain that there's something in these religions that will create the harmony for humanity that we expect it to do? What is it what is innate inside of us that is saying that something in it will help people? When we look at generations, in generation, and all it's doing is creating more wars and enemies of wars and wars and wars and wars. See? We need a new manifestation, a new perception. Is that we are talking about now? So we have to go back in our Africanness and search for that Africanness that is we.
Most definitely, Musa, most definitely. And there are many scholars and studies that have conducted research that are clear that African people are notoriously religious, notoriously engaged in spiritual activity.
I think they're more superstitious than religious. Because you have Christian people at Jamaica, if something wrong with them, they say that them go to church, God find out, them go out there, man. So even though we're in debt and embedded in this so-called Christian belief, if you find there's something seriously wrong, if a woman man left her, she run God and hope a man go find the man, you know. You know, see, so within that, there's a DNA connection, a genetic memory that is saying that there's something in our African heritage that we need for return to. Entering a problem or entering goodness. But we always find the thing that is not we, because we get complacent with the position we will find ourselves in now.
Yes.
And these are the major religion that is corrupting and creating havoc. I wonder how people don't see that. Say the things that create madness in the people them. Anyway, give thanks, brethren. We have to go, yeah?
Thanks, yeah, all right.
Yeah, this is the Cutting Edge. We're coming to you live from New Style Radio 98.7 FM in Birmingham, England. Jesus is a condition. This is the Cutting Edge coming to you all the way from Birmingham, England, you know. Yes. Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, blessed.
Yes, Muta. This is Prince, Irving. I'm born and grew up in Old Harbour.
All right.
Right, and I spent about 15 years in Kingston. That was about 10 years at the bottom of Jonestown, right?
Yeah.
And I just like to get this across. I believe education is very important because when I used to live in Kingston, I used to, see a whole lot of different, activities going on, changes and so on, right? Since I came to England, I thought it would be a good move in the sense that, my life would, change, would be better and so on, which it wasn't, And I planned to return back to Jamaica. But then I saw ads on the television, the Open University, an ad that you could, because I was a person, I didn't went to school, I haven't done any O levels and so on. So I thought that I could not attend a university.
Yeah.
So I saw the Open University with an ad, and so I applied. And I've done 2 years. I've studied studying a bachelor's degree in social science. Which I'm still in the process. I've done several subjects from politics and so on. So I would consider education as very, very important, and I would advise...
The most important thing, brethren.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because the only way one can know is through education.
Yes.
And I would advise Jamaicans, especially in England, or even in Jamaica, because I know that they'll be able to hear me in Jamaica. They should... If they can't get to a university in Jamaica, you can study it online. And I would advise them that there's a particular university in England that offer honors degree in law, which is the Northumbria University up in Newcastle.
Yeah.
You can study it from Jamaica online.
Okay.
And they would be in a very strong and better
position. Yeah, man.
Right.
Give thanks, brethren.
Okay, then.
Very important. We need some education now because over the years we have been indoctrinated. And we realize indoctrination leads you to belief leads you to only past superstition and illusion. So, as the brethren say, education is the key. Yes, brethren.
Greetings.
Yes, blessed.
Yes, Muta, it's Junior from Race.
Junior from where?
Race.
Which
organization called Race.
What Race mean?
Re-education against colonial education.
Ah, good name.
Right.
We love the name.
Yeah, I've been listening to your show, right?
Yeah.
And basically, I believe, say that, well, me know, say, that before a nation can go forward, right, it requires that they have to come together as a people.
Yes.
Right? But based on your show now, me I see this religious thing, right? It ain't going to bring us together.
Confusion.
Right? It ain't going to bring us together. Right? Now, you are said bonnet.
Yes.
But
the religion.
Called, all religion.
Yeah.
Right? But there's this thing called blind faith.
Yeah.
In a people, which as you say is down to indoctrination.
Yeah.
And the minute you say that, them switch off and then move where?
Yeah.
So how we gonna come together? Cause me notice every nation, right? When they rise up and they move forward, them do that in the name of them God,
Yeah, yeah.
Right? All of the wars in history, you see them do it in the name of them God.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what make them go forward. But it look like say we can't even get this consensus on God.
All right.
As a people. So how we are going to go forward?
Well, white man, God can't save from white man oppression. That is what me know.
Yeah, I agree.
So here what we are saying now. We in a Jamaica come forward with an idea and a concept that is based upon Emperor Haile Selassie I. And we say we are Rastafari. No, me not tell a man to turn Rasta, But as I say now, that there's a group of people who come with this understanding of themselves and declare Haile Selassie I. And we see through that idea and that philosophy, we see a whole heap of things are going on in the community of black people. Where black people start to love themselves even more because of this concept. Because we see locks now as something where man never did even use to When people used to look down upon lack, we see now everybody a lack. So there's a cultural aspect of Rastafari that has spread all over the world. That I really think it credence to. The problem with it now is that when Rasta start to put themselves now in this religious perspective again, and then start to behave now like the same thing where we are run from.
Yeah.
So we need this African understanding that is void of these religions that has been brought to us through colonialism and through neo-colonialism. That is really where I see it still.
All right. So
yeah.
we couldn't come to an understanding still, say like, because when you talk to everybody, every religion, when if you ask a Muslim what Allah means, he might go tell you about love and righteousness and justice and all them something. Yeah. Now everybody go say that about them God.
Well, you have to look on what it look on. You say you can't know something good. You have to look on the history of the something and what the something is doing.
All right.
And when we look on these religions that is now controlling and manipulating our life, when we look on it, we ask the question: have these religions allowed men and women to live in more harmony as human beings? Or are we seeing the decay of love with human beings and nature because of these religions? I have to ask this question in myself, you know. When I look on the religion that I come up in a Jamaica, I have to look on it and I say, I must have sense. After 2,000 years of telling I about this thing, is this thing making our life better? Or am I seeing in the name of this thing men turning against men? I have to look on these things, and I am saying I know see it and make man life better.
Right. Them all start on the same premise, not true?
Yeah.
With this God thing about this truth, justice, righteousness, love and whatever.
Yeah.
So then why we don't just stop this up?
No, but you see, because
man I say you can only come to heaven through me.
Yeah, but rubbish. Because that is a religion.
To do with that.
But love not nothing to do with religion, you know. Because man can love void of religion, you know.
Yeah, well, can he really? If you look,
yeah, man, you're not have religion for love.
No, it depends the context you take religion in, you know.
No, look here.
You understand?
You have man who believe in a God and don't love.
Yes.
And you have man who love and don't believe in a God.
All right.
Which one you prefer?
What, yeah?
Which one you prefer? That is the question.
The one
all right, so we don't have to believe in a God for love. Is that me I say?
Yo, I don't believe in a no God. I don't. Because when you say you believe in anything, it means that you don't know, you know.
Yeah, no, what does I say? The belief of people have. Love is where we are searching for now. Happiness, love between life. Life is really where we want to extend good life, good living. And we are saying,
love it, not true.
Yeah, and what me I say? Have all of these religions allowed people, things and places to be better off because of people saying it, or the things is getting worse because of it?
I understand that is exactly what is happening in the world.
So no matter what them say, it's what them do. We're not beating about what them want to say, because all of them start with the premise of love. But what them do is very important, and it's really what them do that we use to judge them off, and not what them say.
Yeah.
Because I can't say I kill a man and I really not kill nobody, and I can kill a man and don't say nothing.
But all right, me we ask about you know. When I deal with the upliftment as well as people, yeah, right? Right, you know, me not have no time for judge nobody.
Yeah.
Me can't judge them. You understand me? So when a man come to me and if him say I'm Muslim and him start talk about, you know, truth, justice and righteousness, me say, yeah man, me there with that.
Of course.
And if a man come and him say my Rasta and him come with it,
yeah,
of
course.
Man, me there with that.
Yeah, man.
Embrace them.
Yeah, but when you start to tell you don't say, if you don't accept what he must say.
No man, that's a rubbish. Me not go in the tenant. Me can't go in the tenant.
Yeah, problem. Anyway, we have to move, brethren. All
right.
Yeah. You see, we have producers inside of the studio that tell us what to do and what not to do. Yes, cutting edge.